Hi, I'm Tara Murray, the Director of Marketing for Benjamin Obdyke. I'm here today with George Caruso, our Chief Operating Officer. He's going to tell us a little bit about what it means to use the Entrepreneurial Operating System. So, George, what is the Entrepreneurial Operating System?
The Entrepreneurial Operating System, or EOS for short, is simply a structure to run our business. EOS takes good established business practices and puts them in a framework that's pretty simple and easy to apply. A few examples. There's different tools in the EOS toolkit. One is meetings. It addresses meetings, how we meet, when we meet, what we talk about in our meetings, what we don't talk about in meetings. EOS helps us to define and document our key business processes, make sure that we've got employees that follow those processes. It also gives us a framework to make sure we've got the right people in the right seats in the organization. We have something, instead of an organizational chart, we've got an accountability chart for each individual in the company. It also gives us a structure to set our strategic direction. It helps us to set goals and for the company as well as for individuals.
When did our company start using EOS?
We started the EOS journey around 2016, and we were fully implemented in 2019. And then it took a couple years for it to be fully ingrained in our DNA.
What has been the most impactful result of using the EOS framework?
All of life is a fight for clarity. And it's no different with business, especially in business. Business is this complex network of variables where we're trying to create order out of chaos and try to create value. So achieving clarity is so critical to that mission. As an example, with EOS, we've got a cascading vision. So we look out and set a big goal for what we want to achieve in 10 years. And then we try to establish what the 3-year picture looks like, what we want the company to be in 3 years. And based off of that, we set clear 1-year goals for the company that we want to achieve to make sure we're on pace to see that vision become reality. And then each one of us, all the individuals, all the employees in the company, we have quarterly goals that move us a little bit closer to achieving that vision. And those quarterly goals are called rocks. And that terminology comes from an illustration of rocks in a jar. If you haven't seen it, it's an illustration that highlights the importance of prioritization. Okay, so it's set up that you've got this clear glass jar, you've got a pile of rocks, some pebbles, and sand. If you were to put the sand and the pebbles in first, and then the bigger rocks, they don't all fit in the jar. Then if you take them out, and then you start with the bigger rocks first, fit the smaller pebbles in, and the sand around that, it all fits. So the rocks are the most important things we want to accomplish over the next 90 days. And then really with that kind of clarity, it helps us create a culture of accountability. So we want employees that are very clear on what's expected of them, so that frees them up to focus on being productive and creative.
Do you have a favorite tool within EOS?
I would say my favorite tool is the L10 meeting. It's a weekly meeting with a set agenda that each department uses across the organization. And at the heart of the L10 meeting is issue solving. What we try to do is really reduce the amount of just information sharing and updates that happen in the meetings, and we want to focus on actual issues. So those are unresolved issues or decisions that need to be made. We feel like unresolved issues or relitigating decisions over and over is very wasteful time.
George, what do you want future employees to know about how we use EOS?
I would like future employees to know that we've got one vision, we've got one culture, and we've got one operating system. We really do want an environment where employees can flourish. And we believe that structure is not just constraining, it's actually freeing. So employees that know what's expected of them, what they're accountable to, where we're going as an organization, it really reduces the amount of frustration and confusion and allows employees to really feel like they're contributing to the organization, that they are being creative and they are being productive. We don't do this perfectly, so we're going to continue to learn, grow, and adapt.
George, thank you so much for your time and explaining EOS to us today.
My pleasure.